ANC members criminally charged must step aside at the end of the 30th day deadline. ANC NEC member Zizi Kodwa says those facing allegations of wrongdoing must go before the party's Integrity Commission. He further says it's two separate processes though. He was out on the campaign trail in Eldorado Park in Johannesburg, this ahead of by-elections in May, and spoke to our eNCA reporter, that's Michael Appel.
Some testimony coming out of the state capture inquiry. Edwin Sodi, money going to yourself, issues of the Inspector General of Intelligence, that police minister, various ministers not wanting particular evidence to come out. Is the South African taxpayers' money safe in the hands of the State Security Agency?
Absolutely correct. I think what we did as the African National Congress, just before the 2017 conference, we realized that there was a grande corruption in the country. And therefore it was important that we must have a collaborative effort, that all this must be exposed. Whether it will have a negative impact in the ANC, but throughout, at the end of this, the ANC will be strong. We knew that because the ANC, it has got leaders in different levels of state power. Many of its leaders will be implicated. Many of its leaders are now being charged. Some, because of the ANC processes, are now being given a process in the ANC. If they are alleged, there are allegations against them, they must go through a process of the ANC to give what is called an acceptable explanation. I did exactly that, to give an acceptable explanation, which is not accepted. And I think it's important to at least to appreciate the situation both in the party and the state. That in the past, we might have seen have been defending corruption. We might have seen to be defending individuals who are allegedly corrupt. And I think 2017 we said, take the ANC out of corrupt individuals. We must disassociate ourselves from individuals who seem to be corrupt, which is why we have made certain pronouncements about individuals who are criminally charged, that those who are criminally charged must step aside.
You're in favor of that definition, not the widened one of the SG.
I'm explaining exactly that because the widened one is also part of, it's not a confusion, it's part of the conference resolutions. The first category is that those who are criminally charged must step aside. It's those who are before court who've got charges against them. There are those who are alleged, who've got allegations. Those they must go, it's also in the process, it's a second category. They must go before the Integrity Commission to give an acceptable explanation. So the letter of the SG doesn't create any confusion, but it's two processes, it's not one process. The first process of 30 days strictly talks to people who are criminally charged, who are before the court. That's why 30 days. Well, whenever it ends, but it will come to an end. But that 30 days relates to people who are criminally charged, who are before the court.
I see. Okay. And the consultation process with those who have allegations pending, that's a separate process.
Those individuals themselves can still take an initiative like I did to voluntarily to say, there's something that is, I think it has got a reputation to the ANC's image. I'm here to explain. Those individuals are allowed, they are catered for in the process of the guidelines. But the guidelines gives a number of categories, but what is important here is a process. The first process is guidelines in relation to people who are charged, step aside in 30 days. Guidelines in relation to people who are facing allegations, go before the Integrity Commission, give an acceptable explanation. The Integrity Commission may say, based on explanation, step aside. May say, we think the ANC must take DC. May say, the ANC must summarily suspend you. But all of those are provided for in the guidelines of step aside.